Hello gamers, it is me, the Weekly Gamer, aka Gregory. I haven't actually been diversifying my gaming all that much, which I'm sure the ones of you that exist are very disappointed by, but I've got 3, so let's get to it. Now, I know the Guild Wars 2 segments usually have some substance to them, but I don't actually have that much to say this week. However, I have been playing a ton of the game still. In fact, most of my gaming playtime last week was Guild Wars 2, hence the lack of other video games on this list today. I've been trying to finish all the return achievements as well as craft Twilight before End of Dragons, and that's been a huge pain in the ass, let me tell you. Unfortunately, neither of those things I can really give any opinion about, they just are. The one thing I would like to talk about, though, is Grothmar Valley. Specifically, the Metal Concert event. Holy fuck, this concert is cool as hell. I did this event for the first time ever last week, and holy hell, it is so cool. One of the most unique meta events in the game, despite being relatively quick and small in scale. It's literally a tiny platform on top of a mountain. It again reminded me of just how unbelievably creative the Guild Wars 2 dev team is. Now, I don't think Guild Wars 2 is a perfect game, but at the very least, it is one of the most unique MMOs currently on the market, and that is a massive accomplishment in the current gaming market, and I implore anyone who still hasn't tried it, just give it a damn shot. What are you waiting for? Don't be scared of the changes, embrace them, and you might find out you love them. Seriously, this game is so fucking cool. Like, and the base game is free to play, even if the base game is not as good as everything that comes after. But just give it a try. Come on, what are you waiting for? By the way, I still haven't found my End of Dragons class. I'm still working on that. I had a massive smile on my face throughout that entire event, by the way. It was so cool. Ooh, yeah, I was leveling my Revenant as well, doing the Char story quest, and this happened.
Give it up, Alice. I'm not letting. Give it up, Alice. Give it up, Alice. I'm not letting you get away with this. Give it up, Alice. I'm not letting you get away
So,
with this.
just wanted to throw that in there. Alright, let's just sandwich some Genshin right in the middle this week instead of at the end or the beginning. The final quest of the headline event of this update became available. Even though it was pretty much just an epilogue, it was still kinda fucking mediocre. I know there isn't much that can be done with an epilogue, but the main story of the event was so incredibly disappointing that I was still hoping for a bit of something at the end. I now realize that optimism doesn't belong in a Genshin Impact player because we just keep getting fucking disappointed. I did use quite a bit of profanity in my notes for this epilogue that I will refrain from writing here because it was very excessive, despite the 3 times or 4 that I've said fuck already. Oh, there's another one. I am also refraining from doing the new event that started recently because there was only so much disappointment I can take in 1 week from Genshin. I'll do it next week. I can't go over that limit, or I might just quit Genshin forever, and I honestly don't know if that would even be a bad thing.
Time to build a snowman.
Pokemon Shining Pearl. Yes, Pokemon Shining Pearl has been completed. Now, before I say any more, I will tell you that, yes, pretty much this entire paragraph will be negative, aside from the last bit on the Elite Four. The crux of my opinion, however, is that this game is ludicrously overpriced for the amount of work that seems to have gone into it. Not only does the game leave in the serious issues of the original game, but it also adds some aspects of the newer games that don't belong with how the original was designed. For example, the new experience share. I mentioned this last week, but I want to reiterate just how moronic the decision to include the new XP share was. At least it's moronic when you consider how none of the game was rebalanced around its inclusion. I was overleveled throughout almost the entire game. It wasn't until the end where the level differences ceased to matter, because the Elite Four was so stupidly strong. Specifically, while fighting that Elite Four. I was pleasantly surprised that my ass was still very much stretched by the Pokemon League of this game. However, I don't play Pokemon games like most people anymore. I play using absolutely no items in battle, and while using the set battle style. If you don't know the difference between set and switch, essentially, while using set, you aren't given the option to switch Pokemon after defeating an opponent's Pokemon. These limitations I put on myself didn't matter much throughout most of the game, because I was so fucking overleveled. It wasn't until the Pokemon League where I started feeling the effects of my choice. On my first attempt, I was doing fairly well for the most part. I had a little trouble with the damn Infernape, dodging everything. But they eventually perished. Once I got to Cynthia, though, things changed. I was welcomed to Cynthia's still absolutely banging theme. God damn, does it bang still. Only to be defeated by her infamous Garchomp. Twice. Now, I expected to only have trouble with Cynthia. I was wrong. That fucking Infernape and Drifblim came back for their goddamn revenge on a couple of attempts, avoiding everything. Oh, I am now haunted by Drifblim avoided the attack, Infernape avoided the attack, Drifblim avoided the attack, Infernape avoided the attack. I seem to have misplaced my sanity. Wait a second while I go find a gun and shove it in Flint's stupid, flaming face. I eventually did succeed after about a half a dozen attempts, and became the new Sinnoh Pokemon League champion. I accomplished this by going to the department store, buying Ice Beam, giving it to Bobby Kotick, and kicking that goddamn Garchomp's ass with it. I don't know if I'm going to be touching the endgame at all. I looked up what exactly the endgame entailed, and it didn't seem to be a lot of stuff. It seemed to be a lot of stuff that I've already done in previous Pokemon games, including the original Diamond and Pearl. Not necessarily a bad thing, but after losing all of my sanity to some fucking Infernape and its shiny purple balloon, I don't feel very motivated to continue playing past the credits. Who knows, I might still end up doing it at least the Battle Zone. Guess we'll find out a week or two from now. To conclude the Pokemon segments of this year, I just want to mention that ever since the Pokemon games have been coming to Switch instead of 3DS, the price shot up to a full AAA $60. I do not understand how Nintendo can justify the price increase given the lesser, seemingly lesser amount of work that seems to be going into Pokemon games now. And I also don't understand why so few seem to have a problem with this. These games are ludicrously overpriced. What is wrong with you people? You fucking sheep. I used to be fine with the flaws of past Pokemon games because, to me, they were AA quality games that were priced like AA games. They were cheaper. Now at a AAA price tag, it has become far harder to ignore the glaring flaws plaguing the series, and I desperately hope that there comes a time where the common masses can notice it too. I used to love Pokemon, but all I've felt lately is just a whole mass of disappointment. Thank you. And that's another week down. This was a very, very negative week. Well, Pokemon went on for a bit longer than I originally intended. But I used to be very passionate about the series, and I only want it to get better, not worse. And that is not happening. Fuck me. As always, you can follow me on Twitter at Land654 and on Twitch at Land aka Greg. I always appreciate likes and follows, and I'll see you next week, gamers.